What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. There's a guy right here who's sitting beside me. This is my big brother. Y'all remember I told y'all stories about him. This is who I was up under. It's my big brother right here. Come by to pay a visit. We're gonna chop it up and do a few episodes, man. So let's just start out with this. Okay. So we got the same father, you know. And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna just start from here. I remember I used to hear stories about you all the time. They used to be like, "Man, your brother this, your brother that."
Was it good stories?
I think it was good for me. I think it was good to us, but I don't think it was good to the people that these stories was made off of.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they like, man, your brother a big leader, your brother run this, and your brother run that, and I'm like, you do? I'm like, oh, okay. And it's like you hear it, but you don't see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I remember when I saw you. And you already like established. So I'm seeing the jewelry, the minks, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, that's him.
Right.
But the monster I'm hearing about, I don't see. You know what I'm saying? And when you come and get me, and you took me back down to where we was, then I began to see like a glimpse of what everybody was talking about, because it was crazy. Because when I get there, it was guys everywhere, and I'm like, and you like, no, these are all the brothers. I'm like, damn.
We kept a vibe in community.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, we deep. But I don't know. But I only know the few that's with us when you came in.
The inner circle. Yeah.
No. That was with us when you came and got me.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, so when I get there, you know, you introduce everybody. This your brother, y'all look alike, and this and that. And then the very next day, the very next day, right. I think I was with Guns, and he was like showing me around the city some more, right. Because you had already warned me not to be by myself because we looked at so much alike, right. That it could be dangerous for me because you had a lot of enemies, and we're gonna get to that too, y'all. But it was funny because the very next day, me and Guns walking. I don't know where he going. I'm just following Lee. We walking, and there was a fight broke out. Like, come on, man, folks gonna fight me. I'm like, what the folks now? So he run into the fight. I'm just following him. I don't know who to fight. Right. I'm just following the lead. Not even. It was crazy because it was an all-out fight. Like, I didn't know who was who. I ain't have.
It's your first day?
Second day.
Oh, your second day?
Second day. First day it was just because we arrived that night, I believe. Yeah. It was dope. So there was a lot of people out. Yeah. So we just chilled that night. And you let me know where I was gonna be, and you went and did whatever you was doing. Right. But you know how the brothers be up early in the morning type stuff. Right. And everybody coming to the area, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, this brother, come on. And Guns family. Right. So we like, no, this is good though. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Right. Showing me around, like, yeah, they showing me around. We get, I don't even know where we even was. Mm-hmm. Fight break out, like, he know who everybody is. Like, man, folks fight now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just following Lee, like, okay. But I don't know who to fight. But I'm just following Lee. I guess, you know what I'm saying? Whoever coming up at us, I guess that's who I got to fight. Yeah. So it's just a whole block fight. I'm like, damn. Now I'm like, dang, this stuff is true about what they were
It's
saying.
saying about you, right?
Right.
You said you.
You, not me. Okay, now which brings me to this story, this question.
Yeah.
So when we were separated as children, and you got to where you was at,
Right.
how old was you when you was on your own in the streets? Like, how old were you? Like,
Probably, I was like maybe 13.
you was on your own on the streets at 13?
Yeah, I was on the streets at 13, which means that basically you don't have no real parents. You know what I mean?
So when you say street, that means you can come and go as you please.
Of course.
No curfew.
Please.
No.
Not at all.
You remember last time you got a whooping? Like a
probably,
real whooping.
man, I think I probably was about 9.
9. So if you was on the streets at 13, do that mean that you was already like free before 13, basically? Before you decide to actually just go without a conscience? Now you go without conscience?
Right. Just do what you want. Like,
Yeah,
you're wrong.
yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying. I just want to say I was liberated way too early.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I guess since we speaking on that, you know, I guess it'd be important for other individuals that are tuning in to your wonderful show to understand that bad parenting is levels of that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Some people bad parents because they don't have no choice. Like if
right.
if your parent, whoever you belong to, is on, let's say, some type of welfare,
right,
for mental issues,
right.
See,
right.
That's bad, but that's something you can't do nothing about.
Right.
It's a
condition. Yeah.
It's a disease, actually.
Right.
So, and that's my case, is that you know, my mother suffered from mental illness,
which led you to be more
right. I mean, how you gonna keep an eye on me when you on medication and you sleep at 8, 9 o'clock?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't even parent me, because even when you think you're conscious, you're not.
Did you know about it though?
I didn't understand it. That's the difference.
So you know about it but didn't understand it.
No, didn't understand it.
So when you don't understand it, it's basically labeled as crazy.
Well, when you don't understand stuff, usually not understanding things causes fear.
True.
That's the true reason why people act out when things happen that they don't understand.
They're afraid.
Yeah, they're afraid of. You know what I mean? So I had no true understanding of what that was. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I ran from it. You know, like most people love being around their mother.
Right.
I wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
Would it be like regular breakouts or something, or because you say you ran from it, like
right, which means that it's deep. I'm gonna dig into that a little bit with you, since you're my brother and you'll understand.
Right.
You gotta remember that, and you know this, that my mother and your father, which is our father, was married to my mother.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when that divorce took place, I became the target. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I got the first, the middle, and the last name.
Right.
And I resemble him to the point where every time she sees me, that's all she think about. Now put that on top of mental illness, and sometimes you can almost get murdered in there a little bit.
And it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
It definitely happens.
These people are mental patients, and you know, whenever they got any type of real pressure that they cannot take, they bust. And they're gonna go after whatever's really bothering them in their heart.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though the mind is confused, it still reacts.
It reacts
off emotions.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're gonna go off what's ever in their heart. And it's always hate for pops with that. So I was always the victim.
Never knew that.
Right. So, you know, that even made me more you know what I'm saying, afraid to be around the person. You know what I mean? But then as a boy and growing up, and you know, you get to 13, 15 years old, you know, right. you pick up your pride. Now, right. you know, you become the man, you know, so now you toughen up, you know. Right. You still not understanding. Right. But you're getting to the point where you're not afraid of it. But you truly don't understand. You become used to it because it's been around for so long. So it's like conditioned to it. You know, that's yeah, and then if you condition to it, you can you recognize it before it even happened because you've been growing with it. So you be like, okay, yeah, I see it coming. I'm out here. Okay. So you on your own. Now, when you say you on your own at 13, do that mean you gone or you coming and going? I'm everywhere. You everywhere. Okay. You know, I'm coming and going. Plus, I'm gone. You know, I might be gone sometime for a month. Who knows? You know. You ain't in school though no more, is it? No. So you just straight in the streets, loving it and loving it. Okay. Yeah, as a delinquent with no understanding of how to truly live and what your morals supposed to be truly like. Yeah, I'm truly liberated. Do whatever I want. Now, would you? Okay. Exactly. There's a difference in gang banging and being in a gang. Now, when you in the streets and you in the streets, is you both one other or you just in the streets? You both. That you was both? I was both. So when you left, did you leave with a gang or you was already gang? Almost born it. Okay. Now I'm on, you know, basically bring a little information of that. You know, our father through the meetings for Jeff Ford, my mother's sister went with Jeff Ford. So we come hold on, wait. Look, so our father, he did what? He threw the meetings, which means, you know, like when you come to meetings, collect the bill and stuff like that. Right. You know, and your mother's sister, Malik was his guy. And your mother's sister, who? Jerry. She was going with him too? Yeah, she went with Jeff Ford. Right. Okay. You know, we from 51st and Low. That if anybody know anything about Chicago, they know that's like that and that Emerald era around there. Right. That is like the head of Motown. And just so y'all don't think, first of all, we not rehearsing nothing, and with no certain things. Yeah, you don't have to rehearse. True. And here's the thing: certain things I am aware of, certain things I'm not. So, bro, gonna be giving me some game on stuff at the same time. Like right now, I didn't know that his mother's sister was dating Jeff Ford. Yeah, but I did know Pops used to be with Jeff Ford. I knew that. Wait. Well, see, you know our Uncle JR to just get out, right? Yeah. Okay. You know, him and Larry super tight. So I didn't know that. Right. And I'm telling you. See, I didn't know that. That's what I'm telling you this right now. Oh, yeah. So on both sides, we have a history of being connected with these two different social clubs. I'm gonna say, because I don't want to offend nobody, say gang or country. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say social clubs. Y'all remember JR, right? What I call him. They know him by he the killer of the family. For sure. Okay, so go ahead. I ain't know that though. I'm gonna talk to him about that too. I need some. So we always looked up to our uncles and fathers and stuff like that. I didn't know that at all. It was only natural that, you know, we do what we do. You know what I mean? So when you say you were born, did you say born in it or born? Okay, go ahead. Okay, and I mean, if you can look out your window, say for instance, and we young in Chicago, you 5, 6 years old, and see your mama in the field banging, and they got clubs and everything. That what your mother was doing? Yeah, mom was like really banging. Yeah, gang banging. You know? Yeah. What was she? She was a Blackstone Ranger. Okay. And plus was an ancient stone. So I ain't know that neither. Yeah, you know that's why. You know, everything is about. Which makes me think, was my mom anything? Do you know if my mom was anything? Did you hear? If she was, she definitely was going to be a stone. Okay, go ahead. Because Pops and them had all the buildings on Stateway. You know that. I didn't know. The only thing else was over there was Dale Vikings back in the 70s. Right, I remember that. Definitely remember that. Okay, so go ahead. When we was in Stateway, Pops was coming in there with no problems. You noticed that, right?
I knew about that.
And you think you're gonna come through these projects like that and nobody give you a problem? No robbery, no mean mug, and no.
True.
Because he got that juice.
And you got one of the baddest girls in the project. So you know that comes
the baddest girl in the project.
Yeah, that come with hate. So yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. Go ahead though.
So you know,
that's because you talking about how you
it's in your blood.
Okay.
It's in your blood.
So moms and pops in it. And you used to see moms straight banging.
Yeah, I see moms banging.
Fighting guys too.
Yeah, and then I done seen them guys tear their ass up too. I mean, you know, hey. You know,
okay.
The disciples, you know, that's what they known for. Boy, they gonna get out there and throw them hands. You hear me?
Right. So you born in it. So our background is about this. Yeah. Mom, pop. Okay. Yeah. So you on your own, 13 years old, you in the street. Now, how old are you when you caught your first case?
13. So
soon you left, you called the case basically?
No, I was already going to court on cases.
Before you left?
Right.
So before you even left, you had cases?
Right.
Cases are just simple things.
No, they tough cases, you know, burglaries and stuff like that, you know.
Okay, so you was doing burglaries at the age of 30? No, you was younger than 13.
I've been doing burglaries with guys that was older than me, as young as I can remember, is 8 and 9. You know how it is in Chicago.
Pop didn't know?
He wasn't around. He was gone. They was divorced. They divorced when I was probably like, I think 6.
But we was together.
Yeah, because we always, you know, from my stepmother Candy to my mother Eula,
which is my mother. Candy is my mother.
Yeah, they got along very well. So, hey, when my mom was sick, we a lot of times we end up in the project.
Right.
And she'll be keeping us for months.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Until your grandmother doors come get us. Our grandmother. Let me not say that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so you doing burglaries at that? Okay. So you doing that. So you 13. How old are you when you first go to the joint?
The big boy joint? I was already on probation for attempted murder. Then I caught another first-degree attempted murder. And I had just got out, been out maybe 3 months.
So you had 2 different temp murder cases?
Yeah. I've had a lot of.
You was on probation for temp murder?
No, I was out on parole as a juvenile for attempted murder.
So you had a juvenile temp murder, then you had an adult temp murder.
Correct.
You went to prison for the
both of them.
Oh.
I was coming out as juvenile joint, just hitting the street, found 90 days, catch another kid.
At this time, is you recognized in the streets as far as like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. At this time, do people know you or they don't know you still?
Well, this probably was like maybe 85, 86. At this time, I'm like, when I came out to juvenile, I was like 15, close to 16. I was already, you know, people was aware of me.
Right.
They, you know, they knew what I represented.
Right.
And what came with that based on the way we was moving. So very, very aware of the community. People were very aware at that age because of the things I was doing that grown people do. You know what I mean?
Right.
We was a mess.
Right.
You know, the details are so grim. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't want nobody to hear this and it offends them.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Right.
Because then we get to talking about what people that actually lost their life and been hurt and stuff like that.
Right.
You know.
Right. But you definitely was known, so people knew you.
For sure.
Okay, so you go to the joint at the age of 15?
No, 17.
17. Okay.
Adult facilities.
So you in prison in Chicago at the age of 15. Okay. So how is that? Do you even grow bigger in prison?
In the juvenile prison we was in, it's called St. Charles. Did we grow big in that? Huge in that. You know what I mean?
Because that's where all the radical young gang
from the whole, not just from Chicago, from Rockford, from everybody that's from Illinois.
Right.
This is the Mac. St. Charles is the Mac. You seen the movie Bad Boys with Sean Penn? A lot of that is St. Charles. So in Joliet. So St. Charles is by far the biggest juvenile correction facility in Illinois. Right. Especially at my time. So yeah, you get in here, do your time, you go with the program, and what I mean by that is whatever policies your social group have going on, you get deep involved in that. You know what I mean? Right. And a lot of people are not as real because they don't really, the broken the home you come from, right, the more angry you are. You know what I mean? Right. Right. So your aggression gonna be different from a guy that he either come from a mother that got a good job or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because he still has what I call a heart. Right. And probably looked out for. We just covered my dad, my mom, my mom's mental problems. And if your mom is literally on a bad day, would literally try to murder you. You understand what I'm saying? Where's your heart when it comes to other people? So you think that's probably what led to how you? Ain't no question. It was easy for you to take it in, and dish it out, especially to strangers. Yeah, and then you get to the point as an adolescent in your life where you don't know that you're turning in the wrong information. See, because you don't even understand. I just told you I didn't understand what was going on. Right. So the only thing I know is fear, and from fear you're gonna get some hate. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. All you gotta do is look at any person out there that's going through any type of fear factor. I don't care what it is. Mm-hmm. And that produced that hate for whatever they're afraid of. You know what I mean? Right. So it was easy for you to do what you were doing because of what you were going through as when you were younger. And it's even easier for the simple fact that that's your mother. So there's a love there that you don't match the energy that's getting to you, but it's easy for you to give it to a stranger. So what you tolerant of her on, I ain't tolerant of when it comes to this. No. Zero tolerance. Right. So you right. Okay. So you had a zero. Yeah. We had a zero tolerance. So it's just I gotta abide by the policy as well. You know what I mean? Oh, so you talking about that was the policy of the organization? Yeah. Whatever. No. Right. At that time, I think we were Hot Spring Gangsters. So that energy was tunneled through to my social club, and like I said, that's negative energy, and you bringing that, you in charge, so you bringing that negative energy. So I imagine how the people, your disciples gonna be, which means disciple do mean pupil, student, or follower. Last time we checked, right? So you know how your disciples gonna be. They gonna be always trying to prove to you that they are worthy to be your disciple. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So if I'm angry, then they mad. Right. What man? What's going on? Man, what's up, man? Yeah. But the whole time I'm angry about something that they don't even understand. Right. Because I don't understand. Right. You know what I mean? Which is my condition from my house. My home. Right. My upbringing as a youngster, a super youngster. You know what I mean? So usually when you have a troubled child, all you got to do is look at the home of the child. What's going on in the home? Right. And you'll get to the problem of why the child character is the way it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because it's going to reflect this environment. You understand what I'm saying, bro? Right. That's going to reflect that child's environment is going to reflect the way the child think. You know what I'm saying? How the child move,
right,
and everything else in between.
Right.
You know, it's like we in Chicago, right? And this neighborhood is all whatever it is, the social club that's running that neighborhood. Right. You can't live in that neighborhood and represent something else.
Right.
Without having some serious problems.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
No
That's
doubt.
your brother that you gotta have some juice, and he gonna be like, look, straighten that up.
Right. He's still gonna be respect. Yeah.
Right. Because what he don't want is his membership to see any signs of weakness in it. Because you got to remember, you know, we on the streets, so the first law of being on the streets that people need to be aware of, you know, there's no honor among criminals. Right. You know what I mean? You can make the wrong move, and a guy that you grew up with will probably be the guy that end up whacking you. You know what I mean? That's vicious. You know what I mean? Right. We went to school together. We did this together. So it's all about the environment. You're going to have to adapt to it. As simple as that. And that, for me, what I was going through at my household, I had to adapt to that. You know what I mean? And I had to come up with some type of solution to stop the abuse. So the only thing I got is to get going. Right. You know what I mean? Right. But you're frustrated because you see people with their mother
giving them love.
Man, super love.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
you ain't getting that, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you do get that, it's so much damage done that you call it fake love. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Now, to a grown person like the average, let me not say just grown in age, but in mind, what I mean by grown. Right. The average mature person hear what I'm talking about and reevaluate the things that I was saying, how I was thinking when I was younger, and be like, oh, he was tripping. You know what I mean? Right. And that's because you're thinking from an adult mind. Right. You know what I mean? Right. But to understand what's going on, you know, you got to put yourself in that person's shoes. Right. And then you'll be able to feel, yeah, I understand that. Oh, man. You know, but if you had somebody to come in and relieve that pressure, then your life would have been totally, well, my life would have probably been totally different. I can't say your life. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, your life would have been different too, because then you'd have never, you know, been with your brother and participate in a lot of these negative activities.
Okay, so so you in juvenile St. Charles where all the bad people in Illinois is
the worst, murderers, rapists, child molesters.
What's going on in there? Is it a lot of banging going on in there?
It's always banging. You know what I mean? But
do you think the juveniles was worse than?
For sure, the juvenile. You gotta know the kids have no respect. Right. First of all, that's why they call children. Right. You know, they got to be trained to know better. You know, you got to train them respect. You got to teach them. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was terrible, man. You know.
So you in St. Charles, and
it's just terrible because you got kids there. Some of them 100 times their household worse than mine.
Right.
You know,
you talking about you got it bad. They had it bad.
And that's how I learned as an adult to turn on that negative energy. Right. Like, instead of feeling all mad and self-pity for myself, I always looked at the person that was going through something worse than me and said, man, you know, I'm just glad I'm not going through that. Right. So I'll be okay. You know what I mean? Right. I just got to maintain. Right. But I'll be okay.
So you in St. Charles, you fight. Hold on. Wait, people. Let me see something.